Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode here at A Week in Geekdom. We're talking top 10 collected editions of 2019. Actually, my top 10 collected editions of 2019. I looked through all my purchases in the year and picked 10 books that were standouts that I love, stuff that I had already read and wanted to get, and stuff that was brand new that I wanted to collect and read and enjoy and possibly do videos on. So we're going to get started real quick. Top 10 books. I have them here with me. I'm going to start with number 10. First omnibus on the list. This is Batman by Grant Morrison, Omnibus Volume 2. This is my favorite Batman run. I know. Sometimes a lot of people like to criticize it because it can be a little bit convoluted, somewhat pretentious, but I love how crazy bonkers it gets. From the Zur-En-Arrh stuff to the Rest in Peace tie-ins with, I should say, it just goes all over the place in really cool ways. And it pays off if you have been reading Batman for a long time. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. I love Grant Morrison, especially his Batman run with fantastic artwork. And this, I was just really excited. We're one book away. 2020 will bring us Volume 3, and we will have all of Grant's Batman run, this epic Batman run. I cannot recommend it enough. I love this Omni, one of my favorites from 2019. Next up, we're going to keep the train going with DC. I made a video on it not too long ago. This is Justice League Dark, one of my favorite teams in DC Comics. I love supernatural heroes and the idea of teaming everybody together to combat an evil overlord threat. I love it. This was awesome to read and just an excellent series that I wish could be published in oversized hardcover. Come on. I know we're going through some tough times, DC, but come on, let's do an oversized hardcover of this one day. What do you think? Next up, manga, because I love me some manga and they're fun. I just had to include this beast of a book. This is Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 1. This is awesome. I mean, I didn't grow up with Berserk. I only read it, like a year and a half ago or something like that. But it quickly rose as one of my favorite manga, one of my favorite stories overall. I really love this series. And for it to get this deluxe treatment, just icing on the cake. Fantastic, lovely, brutal, and just overall impressive as hell with just gorgeous, oversized artwork right there that you rarely get for manga. But if it's going to be a manga that is going to get the deluxe treatment, why not this beast of a series, Berserk? Love it. Next up from Image Comics, one of the books that everybody should read and everybody should add to their collections. If you want bombastic, action-packed fun with crazy visuals, but with a heart of gold, this series is fantastic. It is so charming in its simplicity, yet it's just a beautiful examination of life with the awesomeness of heavy metal as a backdrop. I loved it so much. I cannot recommend Bird or Falcon enough. I think you're going to have a fun time with this. I wholeheartedly enjoyed it with just crazy artwork from Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. Just solid all the way through. I'd love this. Next up, another omnibus. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this was the first Volume 4 Omni that we've gotten, because Avengers Volume 4 came after this. I might be wrong on that, but still, it's an impressive accomplishment, an impressive feat, I should say, that we have as Volume 4 of a classic series. And it had to be my favorite Marvel superhero, Spider-Man. Issues collected in here. Just fantastic work, man. And I remember a lot of people were going crazy over DM covers. I don't care about that. I just want to have this because I love Spider-Man so much. And hopefully here's to Volume 5, because we do need more Spider-Man omnis in our lives. Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 4. This, speaking of Marvel, actually, no, let's hold that. Let's hold that for a little bit later. Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle is also one of the best collected editions that I got in 2019. A fantastic work of art from Tom King, and just the amount of love and care that went into this re-examination of a beloved character that, yes, if you're a DC fan, you know who Mr. Miracle is, but he hasn't had the spotlight that he so righteously deserves, along with all of Jack Kirby's DC creations. Just wonderful art. Mitch Gerard's art is something to behold, especially with so many 9-panel grids. And just, man, this series was something else. Look at this thing. I mean, I didn't get the hardcover edition because it was standard size, but if it the Vision hardcover, something like that, I would have jumped on board and double dipped. But yeah, this is a fantastic work that I highly recommend as well. Let's see what else we got. I had to include him. You're probably wondering, Gio's doing collected editions, and there's no mention of a particular character that I'm known for loving. Don't worry, I got you. Here we have Aquaman Unspoken Water. This is the first hardcover of Kelly Sue DeConnick's run, collecting issues 43 to 47, and just a fantastic reinventing of the wheel. You don't need to know a whole lot. You just need to know who this guy is. You need to know what happened in Drowned Earth, and you need to know just overall the complex nature of Atlantis and its characters. But regardless, you can go in blind and still enjoy this series. Fantastic work. The art in it is fabulous, and I loved it. Easily one of my favorite reads of 2019, and this book just gave a new badass twist to Aquaman that I didn't know he needed. I genuinely loved it. This is Volume 1. Speaking of Aquaman, a really cool crossover that goes a little underrated in people's eyes. This is Justice League Aquaman Drowned Earth. This was a collab between Scott Snyder's Justice League and Dan Abnett's final Aquaman arc. Basically, the world's in trouble with ocean tides rising and these epic sea overlords arriving from interdimensional space, an alternate dimension, if you will. And the whole Earth is in danger, and it's up to Aquaman and crew to save the day. It's fun, bombastic. I love events like this that don't take themselves too seriously, and just they have fun, giving you sort of like this grandiose, operatic, end-of-the-world type mission. And the art in it is pretty fantastic. Just a whole bunch of quality talent. It does have a few unnecessary tie-in issues that really should not have been there at all, but the main story, solid all the way through. And like I mentioned, this leads into this, so you can read both and have a really cool idea of Aquaman for the modern age. Speaking of modern age, this really should have been an omnibus. I loved it so much. This is the Mighty Thor Volume 3. Look how thick this book is. If you can have the freaking Guardians of the Galaxy Duggan Omni that's like 16 issues, this should have been printed. But I get it. You want to, the whole run, the whole Jason Aaron Thor isn't an omnibus yet. So we will get that eventually, I'm sure of it. And I will probably double or triple dip. I don't know. We'll see what happens when that time comes. But for now, this is just fantastic. The Thor run has been spectacular from beginning to end. Just a worthy modern epic saga that really defined the character for this current generation of readers. And having female Thor right there, I'm not going to spoil it just in case, but you probably already know who she is. Just really cool stuff, man. She's a badass lady, and I love every single page of it. Plus, the art in this thing is just off the hook fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. Mighty Thor Volume 3. Although you should probably, go ahead and pick up Volume 1 to start with. But yeah, hopefully we do get the much desired Thor Omnis in, or at least announced in 2020. Who knows? I don't know. And finally, I'm not saying this is number one, but it might as well be. This was my favorite thing that I read in 2019. This is Beastars. I've talked about it at length in this channel and elsewhere. This is the perfect manga if you want something with that European indie feel, but a really compelling story about social class, of course, expressed through anthropomorphic animals and, you know, this sort of utopia-esque society, but it's not, and there's a lot more going on. Fantastic, really complex characters, and the story just keeps evolving to a rapid pace. And where I'm currently reading it, it's just mind-boggling. I love this so much. Beastars is easily one of the best things I read and collected in 2019, and I am more and more volumes. I just wish Viz would hurry up and publish it a little faster. I know they're doing that, but come on, man. As of this video, it hasn't happened yet, but I want to catch up with the Japanese release dates, because we only have 3 volumes as of this video, with volume 4 coming in a couple weeks. Man, just really awesome stuff. If you want to read something like this, don't think about it. Pick up Beastars Volume 1. You will like it. It's from the Viz signature line. So there you go, folks. The top 10 collected editions. My top 10 collected editions, because I know everybody's list is extremely subjective. You have very different picks from mine. But if you have something similar that I chose, let me know in the comment section. Blah, 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 blah. Let me know in the comment section down below. Little tongue-tied there. Don't worry about it. It's the end of the year. It's all good. Peace and love, like my friend Omni Dog likes to say. Thank you guys so much for another fantastic year. This has been fabulous. I love it so much, especially getting to hang out with you guys, whether it's reading the comment section down below or whenever I do a rare live video. Stuff like that just warms my heart. And yeah, I appreciate your support wholeheartedly, more than you think. The channel, you know, it's a really tall order to grow into like this massive success, and I know how hard it is. It's not about that. The only reason I want subscribers is to get more people in, so I can spread the love and positivity around, because that's what I'm here for with this channel. I don't care about big numbers. I just want to reach a bigger audience. So if you could like and subscribe and all that stuff, I would appreciate it so many times over. This has been a fantastic year, and hopefully in 2020 we can grow the channel even further with more subs, more views, and all that stuff. So again, let me know what were your 10 collected editions of 2019 in the comments below. I have got to catch all of you on our next video, which will probably be real soon, talking about